Okay, so welcome back from the break. All right, so let's see. Now, before we went for the break, I was talking about low self-esteem, and I said that if if maybe you're not thinking much of yourself, then know that definitely you have low self-esteem. You always criticize yourself, blaming yourself. You only always focus on your weakness. You are eager to please others. So this depicts low self-esteem. And it's important we note that once we have this, then it's difficult to make it, especially in the business field and even in life. If you always compare yourself to others, you are not able to think for yourself, then it's always a problem. Okay, now let's see how we can cultivate healthy self-esteem for a happy life. So how do we cultivate healthy self-esteem for a happy life? So the first one is learn how to accept a compliment. Start a gratitude journal. Yes, so gratefulness is so important. Think of yourself as a friend. Yes, you must have time for yourself. Think is important. Then you have to love yourself. You have to love yourself. Now, it's important we develop healthy or high self-esteem, because that is going to help us to succeed in the field of business. Because if we have low self-esteem, we will not even be able to start, or it will be difficult for us to start. So having high self-esteem is so important so that we can start. Okay, now let's move on. Yeah, so when we have high self-esteem, then of course we should be able to develop communication skills. Communication is so important in business. Yes, all business courses or topics or whatever talks about communication, from the IGCSE level, the local, the WASI business management, all of them, you have communication, because you should be able to communicate in business. So we say communication is what? Transfer of a message from the sender to the receiver who understand. Yes. So you should be able to what? Send information. Is it information about yourself? Is it about the business? Is it about your product? Is it about your brand? You should be able to what? Give that information to your customers or your subordinates. So communication is key. So as a business or as an individual, we should be able to develop communication skills. How are we sending our messages? How will we be able to send our message? How will we be able to sell? Selling is also communicating. Yes. Marketing is also communicating. So communication is key. So it's important in business we develop communication skills so that we will be able to communicate with our customers through marketing. Okay. Now, importance of communication in business. So why communication? Now, first of all, it helps in decision making. Yes, communication helps in decision making. Now, it also reduces employee turnover. Yes, so if you are able to communicate the goals of the organization, whatever that is happening in the organization with your employees, I'm not sure it will, Prevents turnover. Turnover is at the rate workers leave without even informing the employers. Also build relationships in the organization is key. So communication builds relationships, improve productivity, of course, creativity and innovation, promotion, improves employee engagement. Yes, the employee feels that at least they are part of the organization. If you're able to communicate uh, projects, whatever that is happening to them, of course, it will avoid conflicts. Okay. Now, so in business, how can we communicate? How can we communicate? So methods of communication. So we have letters, so we can communicate through letters, especially if you want to communicate to people or organizations outside the business. Of course, we can use letters. We can also use telephone calls. We can use the, but where we want to communicate within the organization, instead of letters, we can use memorandum, memo. Um, yes, instead of telephone call, we can use messages, right? We can also use meeting with employees, meeting staff, newspaper, website, email. Yes, can also be email. Notices. Yes, can also use the notice board. Of course, face-to-face meeting. We've said that. It can also be a notice board, poster, then of course text message. So these are ways that employers can communicate with their subordinates or employees in an organization. So it's important we take note of this method. Like I said, communication is key. It's one of the things that we don't have to joke with because it helps in for decision making, reduces employee turnover, build relations, improve productivity, creativity and innovation promotion. Of course, it improves employee engagement and avoid conflict. Okay, so these are some importance of communication as far as business is concerned. All right, so we've looked at self-esteem, we've looked at communication. So I think this week that will be it. So we will meet next week for week 11. Have a lovely weekend. Bye bye.